What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Minotaur. So you guys can see right here, this is the Minotaur from MMPR Season 1. I believe this was episode 3 or 4 maybe. Basically this, if you're not familiar with this character, the significance about him is that he was actually the monster that they fought when they got their power weapon. So that's why this character is specific, or I guess important, I should say. But on the packaging right here, you get a little product shot of the figure and then some artwork. On the side, you get that same artwork that was on the top right, and of course you see right there, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And on the back, you get, you know, again, information about what he comes with, and again, another product shot. And I think that right here, you can see how tall it is. So I like that the fact that, you know, these villains are bigger, you know what I mean? They're meant to be more imposing and things like that. So that's definitely a cool, you know, thing about them. So with that being said, you also get this, just, you know, pretty basic 30th anniversary Power Rangers. So let's get into it. All right, YouTube, and this is how the figure looks at the side of the packaging. So it looks really, really good. I really like this figure. I remember doing like a reaction video when this was kind of first announced, and you know, I didn't expect to get this figure, and I didn't see it in store or anything like that, so I was kind of like, you know, whatever. But you know, having it in hand, it definitely is a very, very nice figure. I like the, you know, the highlights, you know, on the silver bits. But before we get into that, let's just go over the accessory he comes with. Starting out, he does have a miniature clay version of himself. I like that touch. So this is basically like the mini version of him, you know, that Finster makes to make the, you know, the character. So that's really cool. I like that touch. There you go. And then for that, he does come with a lightning effect accessory meant for his horns. In the promos, this is meant to look like a green. And in my camera, it looks more bluish. I would say it's more like it's like a bluish green, kind of like a teal color. If you're familiar with like Mountain Dew Baja Blast, this is more or less what it looks like in person. If I'm honest, the colors of my camera might not be, you know, might not reflect it. And then for here, he does have two hand accessories. He comes with, as you guys can see, he comes with a right gripping hand and a left open palm hand. So he does have a right fisted hand as well as a left grabby hand. And then he comes with his his mace accessory. With this one, I wish it was a little bit more paint, at least on the spikes. It's just kind of all gray, which I mean, I guess is fine, but it would be nice to get the little like silver touches on the, you know, on the spikes too. And then here, last but not least, you also do come with his shield, which looks really, really nice. I think that's a cool touch. And it has a handle inside too, so you can kind of grip it. The handle is a little bit flimsy, more than I would, you know, like, but you know, it's definitely a nice touch. And then getting to the character himself, of course, he does have those nice green highlights on the eyes. I will say, like, this character design is really, really nice. Aside from him, Goldar, you know, like King Sphinx, and the Nasty Knight, which is my absolute favorite design of all time. I'm so sad that we never got a Nasty Knight, because that would have been so fire. I wish that they did, like, you know, like, they kind of did it with, like, their respective episodes, if you will. Like, if you guys remember, like, the VHSs back in the day, like, Jason had Goldar, and I think, like, Billy had the Pudgy Pig, and Trini had Bones, and so, I mean, like, I felt like they were kind of doing that, kind of making, like, their, you know, respective counterparts to, like, their, you know, signature episode for each Ranger. But yeah, man, I'm just bummed we never got a Nasty Knight. But nonetheless, I like this character design. This is definitely a dope design. And one thing about this is that this is, you know, a figure that you can use a little bit more, you know, it's versatile. You can, outside of Power Rangers, you could use this for, like, you know, like Mythic Legions, or, like, you know, just like sorcery stuff or medieval stuff. So I mean, that this definitely has a lot of playability to it. So I mean, that's another thing that I think really lends itself to the design. But you know, just looking at the paint, you know, there are nice places, you know, like again, like on the gauntlets, on the skirt. There's little like silver dry brushing highlights on there. Not so much in the back, but in the front, yes. But to go over the articulation, so he does have up and down. I believe this is a ball joint, which is nice. He has a little bit of pivoting. These are soft rubber plastics, so you don't have to worry about them breaking or anything like that. And then, of course, he moves to the side. For the arms, he does have a butterfly joint, which actually works really well. I will say that, oh, damn, look at that. That's an amazing butterfly. That's like on par with like the Ranger, so that's crazy. I will say out of the monster figures, like this is probably the best. You know, in terms of articulation. For the arms, he does go up, really nice. Got a bicep swivel, double jointed pinless arm, which is nice too. And then of course he does have a vertical hinge for his weapon. I thought that's a great touch, especially when you have characters that have like, you know, like a sword or axe or something like that. It's always good to have that vertical hinge. And then same thing on this side, but on this arm, you do get the horizontal hinge. That's really nice. And of course, you do get the diaphragm cut with the ab crunch, the absolute best articulation scheme you could ask for, in my opinion. And then for the legs, he doesn't have any drop down, which is fine. Mine's a little bit stiff because I just got him out of the packaging, but yep, he does go up a little bit. The skirt will kind of hinder it a little bit, which is fine. He does have a thigh swivel. He can go up pretty damn far. Like that's a pretty much a whole split right there. That's nuts. And then he does have a double jointed pinless knees. And then of course for the ankles, he has up down and then a nice ankle pivot. Like damn, that's a really good pivot. And then for the tail, it's kind of hidden, but you can kind of move it side to side if you'd like. Can't really move it out too much, maybe a little bit, but more or less it's meant for a side to side. But yeah, this articulation, this is really, really good. For this being, you know, a bigger figure, he does not, he puts really well. So we'll do a size comparison. This is how the figure looks next to a couple of Red Rangers. So on his left, or I guess on his right, I should say, we have the remastered MMPR Red, which looks really good. And then on the other side, we have the SH Figure Arts Kuwagata Oger. Right there, so if you guys kind of want to get an idea of, you know, what he looks like next to a domestic as well as an import, there you go. So as you guys can see, he towers over both figures and he looks absolutely amazing. So if you guys haven't picked him up, I highly recommend you guys doing so. If you're looking for this figure, I did get him off of Best Buy, which was kind of weird to say, but yeah, I did get him off Best Buy. Had a couple coupons, so I was able to, he's on clearance, but I was able to get him for $3, which is a no-brainer, absolutely nuts. And I think if I even waited, probably could have got him for free because he actually went down in price too. But, you know, definitely, I recommend it. This is probably the best enemy figure, so to speak, like a monster figure that we're going to get from Lightning Collection, seeing as how it's pretty much done and over with. But yeah, you know, this is definitely great if you guys want an army build. You know, he's going on Best Buy for like 20 bucks. So definitely recommend it. So again, with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Peace.